Hey, what's going on everybody? Gleez here, and in this video we're going to talk about Green Lantern. Now, Green Lantern, his best footsie tool is his back one. Now, all of his combos that link off back one have gaps. It has a gap between the back 1 3, alright, so between the 1 and the 3, there's a gap. 1 and 2, there's a gap. The 2 is overhead. Alright, it's a little bit more difficult to backdash this than it is this. Alright, so the back 1 3 can actually be backdashed and punished, and I'll just show you what that looks like here. Alright, notice he backdashes. Notice he backdashes, gets caught, but he does backdash. The backdash is the least of your worries. What you really want to worry about is someone doing that. Alright, between. So, as you go for this, or as you go for this, someone may go for this, alright, and then you're going to be launched into a full combo. So keep that in mind. One tip that I can give you is to stagger the back one. Now, if you do choose to stagger the back one, there's something you have to know. The back one is minus 14 on block. Alright, so it's punishable. You can, however, cut those frames down by hitting the player, or your opponent, at a later portion of the active frames. Alright, you also have more distance between you and your opponent, and most times that's not going to be punished. Alright, something from long distance. If you're all the way up here and you're doing this, staggering, and he blocks, he's going to punish the crap out of you. If you're at, range, so you're here, alright, he blocks that, not so much. Alright, he's probably not going to punish you. Plus, he's also waiting for the gap, so he might be trying to do this, backdash out. He may be trying to do one of these bad boys. So he's typically going to be distracted a bit. So you're able to kind of get away with that from distance. But just keep in mind, if you do it up close, he's going to punish the crap out of you. So some other strings. 1 2 3 is a really good string. 2 2 3 is typically my combo ender. I end almost every single combo with that. It creates a knockdown to where you can dash in and mix up, but we'll get to that in a second. If you confirm block, you can end it with the 1. Alright, so if, let's say you get like a jump in and the person blocks, end it with 1 and you'll be +1. Also, keep in mind that all jump ins don't necessarily confirm into a combo. Alright, see how I can backdash? See how you can backdash? Alright, so keep that in mind also. This is a mid though, so a lot of times if someone tries to poke out or do some type of low hit, a lot of times this will hit them. It doesn't look like it would be a mid, right? Because he's like punching up to the sky. It's kind of weird. But it is a mid. This is +3. Right there. So you can typically poke after that because it's +3 on block. And those are typically the strings that I use. We also will get into the forward 2. So you can go forward 2 into down 1, and it's an overhead. Alright, and I was actually talking about this character with Slay Home Dad. He mains Green Lantern. And I was talking about how I don't like the forward 2 because it's at high, and I always get poked out of it when I go into hit. And he's like, nah. He's like, you don't even go in with the forward 2. You use it in space. Alright, so use it in space, and then you can cancel into the back 1. Boom. Alright, it's very quick. Or you can go overhead. So then they don't know, whether to block low or standing. And I was like, man, I said, Slay Home Dad, you're a genius. And he says, yep, I am. So that's basically how that's utilized. All right, it goes into combo. So we're going to talk about combos with Green Lantern. There are a couple strings that you can launch the opponent, go into trait, and you can actually cancel his trait. All right, unlike most characters where you put the trait out and you can't really do anything, you typically will cancel combos and things into your trait. All right, he actually can go trait into combo and into special moves. So the strings that you can confirm, hit, and cancel into your trait into lift. All right, so you have this one, all right, which works, and this one, which is typically what I use. All right, very easy hit confirms. They're very slow. All right. And if you don't know what a hit confirm is, I did a tutorial on it. I'll put a link down below. So those two strings are great. If you notice, like this launcher doesn't work. All right, the launch isn't enough. Let's see. This one doesn't work. All right, so it's this one and this one. Now there are a few different things that I like to do off of the trait into the lift. Dash in, forward 2, neutral jump. All right, it creates an ambiguous setup. All right, meaning that he doesn't know if this is going to hit front side or back side. So it can cross up, it might not cross up. You can also do that. All right. You can also do that if you can time it right. All right, there are certain characters that can mess up, we'll say, your ambiguous setups. Superman can lift himself into the air. Darkseid can get out of it with his knee at times. He'll forward advance out of the area. Some people will delay wake up, mess your timing up. Supergirl can go straight up in the air with her wake up. It's invincible and hit you out. So there are characters that can stifle what Green Lantern typically likes to do. And his whole game is basically centered around that ambiguous wake up. He's very heavy mix-up is what he is. He's a mix-up character. Now all of his combos basically in general are basically the same. So once you get them into lift, if you're going for max damage, you're just going to meter burn the lift. And then you're going to jump in 3. So you'll jump in 3 and then end it in 2, 2, 3. All right, and then you'll dash in and go for another mix-up, either the neutral jump, the back 1, the throw, or that. All right, and that's like almost all of his combos. Now, if you do start your combo with this, when you go in for the jump in at the end, you're not going to do a jump 3, 2, 2, 3. You're going to do a jump 2 or a jump 1. All right, because the gravity is going to be too high to land a jump 3. All right, so I'll show you what all of these combos look like right now in this video. Alright, so now we're going to get into his special moves. He's got that, which is a low. This is a high. He also has that, which can go far away, mid, and close. Alright, so he's got all those tools. His wake up is this wall. This wall also eats projectiles. You can meter burn it and push someone full screen. Meter burning it also keeps it safe. The hitbox on this is like really weird. So like, see how the wall's like out in front of him and there's that space between him and the wall? Like smaller characters, I found when I wake up with this, can get like inside the wall and hit me out of the wake up, which is really annoying. They kind of just miss the hitbox of the wall. That really sucks. I don't like his wake up because of that. So there are ways to stuff it, but that's his wake up option. Now on block, you can trigger your trait. Alright, so that does keep you safe. You're able to trigger your trait. Alright, keep you safe. There's no gap. Alright, so you can't punish that. Alright, no gap. Stay safe. The only gap is in between the back 1, 3, of course. But that's always there. Alright, so that is a way to get your trait out if you want to get your trait out safely and you're, in close on someone. Typically, I'll get my trait out either at full screen, where I want to zone, because it does add different properties to your specials, which I'll show you. So you can go super fast. Oh, sorry. You can go super fast. You can go super slow. Also, the low. Take him off block. With trait, creates a knockdown. Alright, also adds damage. So Green Lantern gets a damage buff. Alright, with the trait. His trait's actually pretty good. It's not, extremely overpowering. It's not as strong as Superman's increase in damage, but it's a pretty good trait. I mean, his trait's alright. And the last special that's affected by the trait is the lift. And you can see it creates a bounce. And that's very important because you can extend combos and you can create setups, which we went over a little bit ago. Alright, so the trait is pretty good. Definitely gives you some extra zoning tools, some extra combo tools as well without having to use meter. One thing that I want you to know is that in the corner, we'll set this up in case I have to reset it. Ba, ba, ba. That doesn't connect. Alright, the only way to get that to connect is by doing that. Alright, so you're going to have to trigger your trait in the corner. If you don't have trait, you can still combo, but you're going to have to use this and E-exit to launch. Alright, that's typically how you'll end it. Alright, there's probably other ways that you can combo in the corner. Haven't totally labbed that out yet, but just so you know that you can't do this in the very corner. If he's out a little bit from the corner, so if you're here, it'll work. But if you have somebody right in the edge of the corner, it's not going to work. One of the really good things that he does, now this does come with some risk because if they do block it correctly, you're going to put yourself in the corner. But his cross-up game in the corner is really good. Alright, cross up, cross up. If I jump from a little bit out, it doesn't cross up. Alright, it doesn't cross up. Looks like it might, but it doesn't. Crosses up. Alright, so just utilizing the corner to get some really wicked cross-up game with Green Lantern is really nice. His jump 1 also does cross up. Not as effectively. Alright, but it does cross up. There we go. Alright, it does cross up. So there's jump 1, jump 3, both cross up. Now, his best anti-air option, which is really good, one of the best down 2s in the game, he puts his hitbox way above his head. He's actually really good when you face Catwoman. If you stay in distance to where she's not jump 2ing you from range, his down 2 does a great job. And off the down 2, you can just confirm into combo. We'll do that again here. Off the down 2, I forgot, you can't jump 3 because the gravity's too high. You gotta jump 2. Alright, just like that. And then you just right back into the blender. Alright, that's just how he works, man. He's heavy mix-up, heavy crazy mix-up, man. So that's it. That's like the basics with Green Lantern. What I want to show you here are very specific to Atrocitus. And a lot of people say that Black Adam and Green Lantern are the 2 characters to use against Atrocitus. And I'm going to show you why people say that. Alright, so we're going to record Atrocitus getting the shield out and then going into forward 2-3. Alright, notice I was able to hit him out with my back 1, but that's not even the good part. Sometimes you'll trade, you have to hit him with the heavy active frames, but you can knock him right out. Also, his back forward 1 meter burn knocks him right out of shield. Alright, so those are the 2 major reasons that that Green Lantern is good against Atrocitus. There's also more. Hold on, let me put him on block. See that? Alright, so he's able to low profile between, if it's not timed almost perfectly. You can link it to where they'll trade. Alright, see, like, it'll trade. If he times it perfectly, he'll trade just like that. But in most cases, you're able to low profile it. So really, it'll take, there's more setups that Atrocitus has, but those are the main theories as to why he does a really good job against Atrocitus. Work on this stuff and build on it. Make it your own. Now, again, like I said, I'm not necessarily a Green Lantern main, but he is a character that I put a little bit of time in for the past, week or so. If you want to see me play Green Lantern, there's a set that I had with Mikey Ace, which I'll put a link down in the description below. You can kind of see him in action and some of the things that I'm doing. Didn't play it perfectly, but played it pretty well. Enough for you to kind of grasp, what to do with the character in certain situations. So as always, leave a comment down below. Also, if you're new to the channel, definitely click that subscribe button, as I'll be going over more characters and posting some more gameplays for Injustice 2. And I'm going to start playing a little more Tekken 7 as well. I've been kind of putting that on the back burner. I haven't played it much. So we're going to play some of that too and post it up on the channel. So that's it. It's Gleez signing out. Thanks for checking in, and continue to game strong.